Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Sunset Salutations. It is such a beautiful beach day here in sunny Florida. I couldn't help but share it with you. So please excuse my sunglasses and my hat. It is in the name of nature. I wanted to share with you an opening from Dan Harris's 10% Happier. This is from a chapter called The Power of Negative Thinking. He's brought one of his new friends to a conference where meditation is the topic, and his guru of sorts, Dr. Epstein, is speaking, but he is unfamiliar with the work of the other speakers. A woman named Tara Brach starts, and here's his commentary. She exhorted us to love ourselves, invited us to close our eyes and trust in the oceanness, in the vastness, in the mystery, in the awareness, in the love, so that you could really sense nothing is wrong with me. She spoke in a serious sotto voce, ending with thank you. Then Mark jumped in and saved the night. Well, I'm going to give you a slightly different perspective, he said, with a mischievous glint in his eye, which is that actually there's plenty still wrong with me. People started laughing, and a tight smile came over Tara's face. Jason, the friend, who'd seemed oddly detached, but not in a Buddhist way, sat up in his seat. People come to me a lot feeling like they ought to be loving themselves, and I actually counsel them against it. His delivery was off the cuff and shtick-free, in stark contrast to Brach. He argued that we needed to actively get in touch with our ugly side. Mindfulness gives us a way to examine our self-hatred without trying to make it go away, without trying to love it particularly. Just being mindful of it, he said, could be tremendously liberating. As I sat there in the audience, I was feeling proud of Mark, increasingly enthralled with the theory of mindfulness, and hopelessly frustrated by an inability to put it to work. To my profound surprise, the person who unlocked this mystery for me was Tara Brach. Driven by some unfathomable masochist urge, and even though I knew Mark wouldn't be speaking, I brought myself back to the ballroom for the second day of the conference. At first, Brach was driving me nuts with all of her ostentatious head bowing, bell ringing, and namaste saying. But then she redeemed herself. She nailed the method of applying mindfulness in acute situations, albeit with a somewhat dopey acronym. RAIN. R, recognize. A, allow. I, investigate. N, non-identification. Recognize was self-explanatory. Using my David Weston example, it's like agreeing to pause in the face of what's here and just acknowledge the actuality, said Brach. The first step is admitting it. Allow is where you lean into it. Let it be. The third step, investigate, is where things got truly practical. The next move would be to check out how they're affecting my body. Is it making my face hot, my chest buzzy, my heart throb? The final step, non-identification, meant seeing that just because I was feeling angry or jealous or fearful did not render me a permanently angry or jealous person. These were just passing states of the mind. The Brach plan seemed eminently workable to me, and as grating as she seemed at first, I now found something comforting about her manner. She was, after all, a trained professional in both Buddhism and psychotherapy who had spent her life helping people. I realized, with a hot blast of self-directed opprobrium, that yet again I had been unfair. Just a few weeks later, I put her advice to work and got behind the waterfall. I was having a bad day. I was worrying again about whether I'd get the promotion and then beating myself up for worrying. I hit the couch in my office again, but this time I tried Brach's RAIN technique, especially the bit about investigating how my inner turmoil was playing out physically. Noting, chest buzzing, head pounding, flop house in Duluth in 6 months guaranteed. noting, worrying, chest buzzing, pounding, earlobes hot. I didn't try to stop it, I just felt it. I was allowing, letting be, and investigating. Buzzing, tension, buzzing. I'm doing it. I'm being mindful of my angst. Noting, self-congratulation. The effect was something like the picture-in-picture feature on the television. Normally my mental clutter dominated the whole screen. When I pressed the mindfulness button, though, I had some perspective. My thoughts were playing out in a larger space, and while they still burned, they burned a little less. It was a revelation. The voice in my head, which I had always taken so seriously, suddenly lost much of its authority. Not only did it ease my agita in the moment, but it suddenly imbued me with a sense of hope about better handling whatever garbage my ego coughed up moving forward. It's wonderful as we're going through this journey of meditation to hear from Dan's perspective, his journey, to learn that it can be bumpy at times, but there can also be great successes. And with that in mind, let's find ourselves off the cushion, onto the mat, and focusing on our alignment for meditation. I'm going to move my cushion here. And I'm just going to find myself on all fours. I'm going to press firmly into the sand here. And I'm just going to enjoy the feeling of the breath moving from my airways and circulating throughout the body. I'm going to take a moment here on my next inhale to reach towards the sky in cow pose and find myself arched in cat, reversing, just enabling myself here to find some mobility. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Good. I'm going to take my right hand, find it at my center point, take a deep breath in and twist towards the sky. Good. I'm going to place my left hand where my right hand was and twist the other way. Excellent. I want to take a moment here just to roll the neck. Really small circle here. Just warming up that area of the body. I'm going to come to sit on my feet. Stretching my arm up and reaching across. Deep breath in here. Deep breath out. Deep breath in and deep breath out. Try moving that left arm around with a flexed hand. Seeing if you can get more deeply into the outer neck. Good. And straighten all the way up. Reach your arm towards the sky. Tilt your head towards the shoulder. And when you're ready, just put some light weight there. Good. And flex the hand. Bring it around here in circles. Awesome. And we're going to get started here on our meditation. I've grabbed my cushion here and I'm taking my seat, allowing my spine to elongate. It is a pleasure to meditate on the beach with the soft sand beneath my feet. Take a deep breath in, stretching through the spine. And on each exhale, allowing myself to ground through my seat bones. Deep breath in and exhale. Starting at the top of my head now, doing a quick physical scan just to see where my body is today on the cushion. Noting and naming any places of particular discomfort or maybe great ease. If you haven't already, allow your eyes to close. If you find it helpful to utilize a mantra, on your next inhalation, breathe in ease. Breathe out groundedness. If at any point the mind begins to wander, which it inevitably will, bring your experience back to the breath. Feel the sensation of each inhalation and exhalation. Anchor your mantra to the inhalation and exhalation. Breathing in, ease. Breathing out, groundedness. If at any point you find yourself thinking, the ego taking control, just note it without judgment and bring yourself back to the breath. Whenever you're ready, allow the mind a few moments to wander completely. Release any focus here on the breath. Return now to the sensations of the body. Find yourself fully present in the room. Feel the touch of your hand against your knees, the feeling of the muscles along the spine. Maybe wiggle the fingers and toes, and when you're ready, allow the eyes to open. At this point in my practice, I enjoy taking a few minutes to lie on my side, to rest and restore. I invite you to do so. It's been such a great pleasure for me to share my journey with meditation with all of you. I hope as we continue to grow in our practice, we will find a greater sense of presence off the cushion. This has been Sunset Salutations. Thank you so much for joining me.